Hello, and welcome to my home. Being stuck at home has given me time to really sit and think and process my emotions and really dig deep into my feelings, which is a very scary thing for me to do. So instead, I have been trying to build up on some of the skills I feel like I had. I have been trying to get better at digital art. I have tried to learn how to make video games. But the one thing I haven't done yet since being stuck at home is the one thing that I actually have a degree in, and that's make a video. Which brings me to what you're watching right now. This might be the first of many, this might be the only one, but it is something. So one of the hardest things for me is when I sit down to make a video, I come up with like a million ideas and I don't know where to start. So to bypass all that, I'm just going to force myself to start. I'm just going to share a Bible story. One of my favorite Bible stories from Genesis. You know, some YouTube channels have like really cool show names or whatever. So I guess we'll call this, yes, that is something that happened in the Bible. If you're thinking Shelby, which by the way, my name is Shelby. I probably should have said that at the beginning. Again, first video. Now if you're thinking, Shelby, I don't believe in the Bible. Why should I watch this video? Well, just hold on, because even if you think the Bible is fiction, I think you're going to enjoy this story, because I know I do. So what is one of my favorite stories from the book of Genesis? Abraham's faithfulness, Noah and his boat, Joseph and his dreams and his coat. No, it is when a whole town has all their men killed because they were tricked by two brothers into self-mutilating their genitals. Let's begin. So, the scene is this. You have Jacob, who is about to be renamed as Israel. It's a little confusing, I know. Just think of Israel as Jacob's like superhero name. So Jacob and his family, they're hanging out in the hills by this town named Shechem. And he has this daughter named Dinah. And Dinah decides to go hang out with some of the women from town at whatever the equivalent of a mall is 5,000 years ago. While she's hanging out with them, this bro named Shechem sees Dinah and thinks, oh, she looks really nice. So he decides to sexually assault her. Apparently he thinks this is a great way to court somebody, because he goes home and he tells his dad to go talk to Dinah's dad that he wants to marry her. A typical bro move. Jacob is understandably angry, but he doesn't really do anything in retaliation, so this is when Dinah's brothers step in. Jacob famously has 12 sons. These are the 12 different tribes of Israel. Now, two of these sons, Simon and Levi, in particular decide that they're going to take matters into their own hands. So these two brothers catch up to Shechem and his dad, and they're like, hey, we have an amazing deal for you. You can marry our sister. All you have to do is get you and every other male in town to circumcise themselves. You know, typical things that future brothers-in-laws ask people who are going to marry their sister. Well, now you may be thinking, why? Why would they do any of this? Why would they go along with this? Well, one word, money. Okay, wait. More accurately, one word, sheep. Jacob, according to ancient Middle Eastern standards, is filthy rich. Like, he has so much livestock that it's ridiculous. So for this town, if Shechem gets hitched to Dinah, that means they now have access to that sweet, sweet sheep money. Essentially, if you ask the people of this town, would you do significant bodily harm to yourself for $1 million? They'd be like, heck yeah! And thus, we get to the key verse of this story. This is Genesis 34:25. On the third day, when they were sore, two of the sons of Jacob, Simeon and Levi, Dinah's brothers, took their swords and came against the city while it felt secure and killed all the males. Now there's a few things to unpack here. First, there's the fact that this is 3 days later, after all the men have done that procedure. Essentially, these brothers didn't just come and kill them right away as soon as they had the chance. They waited. They let them sit there and suffer for a while before coming to put them out of their misery. And second, the phrase, while they were sore. The book of Genesis, the way it was written, is very subtle. It usually gives you little facts here and there, and it expects you to kind of piece them all together like a puzzle. So when you take the fact that it was 3 days later, you take the fact that they were still so sore that they couldn't defend themselves, you get the picture that these guys were like physically devastated. They were sore. And so the brothers ransacked the city
And Jacob's really angry at them for doing that, but they're like, hey, they shouldn't have raped our sister, which you have to admit is a good argument. And that's it. The end. So, you may be still wondering, why is that your favorite story, or one of your favorite stories? It does illustrate how Jacob's sons have taken after their father. It illustrates how the greed of man trying to subvert something that God has given. It helps set up Judah so that he will become the tribe that Israel's Messiah will come through. All of those things are great reasons why this story has significance and why it's in the book of Genesis. But the reason why it's one of my favorites is because it's about a town of men who are killed because they are so in pain from destroying their private parts that they can't defend themselves. I feel because I've uploaded this video to YouTube, I'm contractually obligated to say like and subscribe. Also, if you did enjoy this video, leave a comment, I guess. Let me know what stories from the Bible you like. I guess if this does well, maybe I'll make another one. And who knows what the next video will be about, but I will force myself to do it if that's what the people want. So, thanks again for watching and have a good day.